But we'll first start with questions in the room. Wait for the mic. We have a couple here.
Emma, being back at your very first, the place where you got your very first win, talk about the atmosphere and being back here, and of course another 4-0 victory.
I mean, so many happy memories. I think, first of all, just arriving here. I love the fresh air in Denver. It's so noticeable. This time around, I got my altitude strategies right. I remember being really parched last year. This year I felt really hydrated, which was good. I think the atmosphere in this stadium is incredible. You really feel the fans are on top of the field, and the players, I think, respond to that. And I said it the other day, I was really nervous in my first game, and I didn't know how I was going to be received as an outsider. And I felt like they took me in as one of their own, and that's always stood with me. I was like, it relaxed me, forget the team, it relaxed me, and coming back again, just reminded of that. 12 months on, different set of players, same outcome, different possibilities going forward, but I think really, really good evening all round.
And tonight she couldn't get off the field because the fans wanted so many autographs. Go ahead. Wait for the mic there.
Thank you. Emma, it'd be great to just get your thoughts on the game. You've told us before that sometimes the way it looks from the outside can be very different compared to what assignments players are given. So just your assessment of the performance tonight.
I thought we started the game fast. It was a bright start. I know we had an offside chance in the very first few minutes of the game. And I thought that those first few minutes, that early part, we did really well. I thought our tempo struggled a little bit in the first half, even though getting a set-piece goal and then a late goal in the first half sort of took us in, which probably 2-0 was about a fair result in the first half. But I thought our tempo was slow, and the things we'd been working on weren't coming off the way we wanted them to. So we reinforced that at half-time, the things we were looking for, and I thought some of that got better. But then Ireland changed their tactics and went even lower, so those spaces got even harder to find. I think the Rosie's goal was sublime in every way, shape and form. It was exactly what we'd asked for at half-time, and it would have been great to cap off performance with Olivia scoring in what was a 28-pass sequence. I thought the game warranted that. And yeah, I think there's a lot of positives to take from the game.
What else in the room? Go ahead, yeah, up front.
Matt Pollard, Burgundy Wave. Emma, welcome back to Colorado. Another good evening. I know the goal scorers are going to get all of the plaudits, but talk to me about the debutantes. Lily with the start, Claudia, not a lot to do, but one big save, and then Jordan coming on as well.
Oh, Claudia, like you said, they're the behaviours you have to have as a US Women's National Team goalkeeper, and that's be ready, and she was for her moment. I think Lily Real is showing steady progression. It's great to have a left footer as an option on that side. Strong defensively, tough to get behind. I think there's more levels to Lily. Jordan, 17, looks like she's been playing the game for years. Comfortable, the right game for her to come in. I think highly of her and know she's got a bright future. So I want to invest in that, even if, like I've said many times, it doesn't mean you stay in the senior team. I am certain that she will move upwards and downwards in the short term. Who else am I missing?
As far as younger?
Debutants.
Bug.
I said Bug,
Oh.
yeah. But I think in general, I think the less experienced players are getting, they're developing. You know, there's moments, sometimes their decision making isn't at the senior level. Sometimes we get a bit impatient around the box, but I know it will come. I just have to keep coaching, and they have to keep learning, and we'll keep improving.
Go ahead.
Tony Gorman, Colorado Public Radio. Coach, 2 wins in 2 trips to Colorado. Now Denver gets a professional women's soccer team. Do you feel that your team's performances has an influence to bring that team here? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't know the answer to that, but I know it would be a brilliant market for NWSL, and I just spoke with the GM outside around building a franchise and the steps the club are taking to put in place temporary facilities and building a stadium and performance centre and all the things that women in Colorado will deserve. I think it will be a fabulous place to come and play, especially with this crowd. It's a great sports town, so I know it'll be a great market.
Anything else in the room, or I'll go to, yeah, go ahead.
Hello again, Emma. I'm just wondering, did you have any words of consolation for Carla afterwards? They're heading off to, as you are, 34-degree heat on Sunday afternoon, out of season, missing loads of players, very fatigued tonight, didn't get on the ball much. Will the handbrake be off, or are you just going to be relentless and a mentality monster, as she calls you?
Yeah, no, I won't change who I am. Definitely not. Not for anyone, even if I like you. The US Women's National Team has such a high bar that it's up to me to keep pace with that and deliver teams that pursue excellence every time. So we will absolutely be looking to do that again. There will be changes, though, because it's a 3-game window for us, and I want to see the whole squad, so changes will be made, and an opportunity, I think, for them to show themselves, as I'm sure there will be much improvement from Ireland.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ashley Moore, 9 News. I didn't introduce myself last time, but I saw you talking to Lindsey Horan heaps before the game. What did y'all talk about, and what kind of conversation was that with her coming down, watching from the sidelines as instead of being on the pitch when she normally is?
Well, I said, I like your outfit, and she said, I like yours. And I said, well, we're dressing up, aren't we, for the crowd tonight. I said, I can totally see why you're from this part of the world. We talked a little bit about, even if she finds it really difficult to rest, that there's 7 types of rest. And for her, the mental rest is important. She's relentless all the time. She wants to play, she'll play soccer in her sleep. So I said to her, this is important to be somebody's wife and someone's daughter and someone's sibling. And then we both started laughing because I said, you're also someone's dog owner. So embrace this time because it won't come again. It's a short career. And just take the time to take us up in that situation, because before you know it, it will be full throttle.
Solid advice. Go ahead, Jeff Kassouf.
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Emma. Emma, what did you make of Avery Patterson tonight, and how have you seen her progress? And if I could just separately on the other flank, just what was your reaction to Alyssa's goal?
I think Avery taking steps in the right direction. She's a threat from deep spaces, stepping into midfield, whether she's going inside, outside. Her combinations with Michelle on that side I thought were productive. Didn't get tested enough defensively, where I think she has to grow the most, but she's a great learner and great listener, and I think she's consolidating the professional work she's putting in, and I thought it was a thoroughly good performance from her. On the other side, Alyssa Thompson is just improving every game for us, and I was so pleased for her to score such a quality goal. She had a lot of space, a lot of time. She created opportunities predominantly for herself, So I want to have a little look at her end product for others and was she making the right decisions and execution, because individually we all know she can create such havoc, but I want to keep developing, her understanding with other players so she can keep creating for others too. But really good from her.
Bella Munson, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Bella Munson with Equalizer. I just wanted to follow up on Claudia Dickey's debut a little bit. She had been called into the last camp and didn't play and didn't get much action in her debut tonight. How do you sort of evaluate your goalkeepers in games like this where they are rarely called into action, and does that evaluation then have to happen more so in training instead of it in games?
I think it's all of it. It's what they do at NWSL too. It's how they train in NWSL. Like, I speak with their coaches, so I get a sense of what they're doing all of the time, and I watch every game, so I know what she's doing. Then we get to train her in the WNT way, which puts her in different situations. She's got a good youth national team playing background, good pedigree. Most of the time you have to be ready for one moment, and I thought she was switched on to that, even though it was offside. And she's calm with the ball at her feet. She knows when to play short and when to play long. But no, I was pleased to see. I think she's been really solid in the NWSL, and for that reason, that's why she's playing.
Last one goes to Andrew Jones. Go ahead, Andrew.
Very excited as always. It's always good to see you, Coach.
Hey.
Roosevelt had her return into the side tonight after all the time off with the ankle injury. Talk about her performance, and if you feel Sam Coffey gets enough talk about as being one of the better midfielders out in the world with her all-around performance again.
Well, firstly, we were all delighted for Rose, because there's only one Rose Lavelle. There really is, both on and off the field, just as a character, as a football player, as a human being. Been a tough injury to recover from. But she's such a professional, also a perfectionist. And I know that would have given her great joy. So I said to her when she came off, I said, how did that feel? Because when you have to rehab alone for so long, it's for the players, when they score goals like that, it reminds them so much of just, I don't know, gratitude, because injuries happen, and I think Rose is a special player. I always have. I did before I took this job, but now I work with her. I think I've been able to put her into positions where she can thrive even more, giving her the right structure. And I'm looking forward to many more of those moments. And Sam Coffey, I think Sam Coffey is a world-class midfielder. I almost couldn't believe she wasn't in the national team, to be honest with you. Before I came here, I think she's got everything, but she's improving, and especially the last few months, I feel like she's gone up another level again. Another great trainer, great learner, great listener, top-class player, and again, I say it every week. I know you're probably bored of me, but I just love them all. I said to them today, I don't want them to ever think that I take for granted the trust that they place in me to coach them. And I'm so grateful for how vulnerable they are to let me do that. And I just love them.
And that is a good way to end. We're on to Cincinnati. Thanks, everybody.